McDavid. Moves in, McDavid goes upstairs! What a goal!
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to, I guess we'll call it episode 0 of this new NHL 20 series on my channel. So, as of right now, you're looking at it, you're going, oh, it's just a face cam. What are you talking about? You will see in 2 seconds. So, we're going to pull up a couple different sources here. First thing here is we're going to pull up... I'm going to have an overlay on screen so you can see what the voting looked like. So here is all of the numbers for how the voting went. I did over the last 24 hours. So, you know, for the entire day there, pretty much today to yesterday, this is how the voting went for our new series. So the first question I asked you guys in our We Need to Talk, my channel's future video, was what should we do with the Oilers franchise mode? 41% of you guys said move to a new team and that is in the same save as the Oilers franchise mode, and 58% of you guys said start a brand new series. So unfortunately, for those of you who were hoping we'd be keeping the Oilers franchise series, that is now done. Sadly. But moving on to the next question I asked you guys in that video was, if we start a new series, what should it be? And we had 2 options really. The first one being Draft to Glory. The second one being country collaboration using only Swedish players. And, well, Draft to Glory won by not that much, but they won by enough. So a revamped Draft to Glory series was 57% of the votes, and country collaboration was 42%. So there are your numbers right there. You know, pretty close votes overall. You know, the series weren't like really imbalanced, and for those of you guys who really wanted to see a country collaboration series, that will probably be introduced at some point here to this channel. But as of right now, I'm just going to jump into the details that we are going to need to know moving forward into this new Draft to Glory series that I am extremely excited about. So let me switch our sources here really quickly. We got a couple things that we need to do to get this all working. So just 2 seconds here. Okay, let's go like that. Let's go like this. Alrighty. So we actually had a lot of comments on the video too yesterday, which I'm extremely grateful for. You guys are absolutely fantastic. And don't worry, when we actually start this properly, I will have the face cam to the right size. I think I'm going to put it in this corner. Actually, no, it's going in that corner. That's fine. So, you guys let me know, do you want a tiny little face cam in the corner like that? Do you want it, obviously it's not going to be like half the screen, but I would say about there is probably a good size. You guys let me know, bigger or smaller from this kind of size on the screen. But anyways, let's jump into all of these players. So you guys actually gave me a whole bunch of different player ideas and just kind of player specs that we needed to build. So the guys that were in here already, I didn't have a ton of creative players because, you know, I lost a bunch of them, but I was able to recreate some of them, and here's what we've got. So we've got Askarov was in there already. He's been in my franchise modes for a while. Luke Hughes is another one, as you can see there, 66 rated. We've got him as a high top 4 defenseman. Askarov's an elite, or Askarov, however you want to say it. Jesper Wallstedt, again, another great prospect in real life. We've got him as a high elite there, 75 overall at 16 years old. And then the last guy being Brad Lambert, another high elite, 15 years old, 70 rated. So yeah, there's some really good players in there. But if you guys are actually looking at the overalls here now, for these players, you might be questioning a couple of them. So this is the first kind of test I'm going to do that is going to play into this series, but it's going to be super interesting to see. We've got an 80 rated. I've created an 80 rated medium franchise 2A defenseman who's only 14 years old. So we want to see how ridiculously high in rating can he get by the time he actually turns 17 and gets drafted. Is he going to be still just 80 rated? Is he going to go get up to an 85, 88, 90 even? Like, is that possible? We will see. So obviously Amir Ferguson is going to be a player that we're going to want to try and target, but that's going to be hard with the rules I have put in place. So there are going to be rules for Draft to Glory that we will go over after this too. Moving on, we had a first player suggestion here was from Bricklet, I believe is how you say it, or Bricklet. I think it's Bricklet. Said create a player named Bryce Anthony, 6'5". You'll see the comment on the screen somewhere right now, but a 6'5", 247-pound right hand left winger, 19 years old, so they can still get drafted. And they said if they get to pick the overall, then 85 overall low franchise. I didn't want to go with 85 overall because this player will be in our first draft of the series that we do for Draft to Glory. So I decided, 80 rated's a little bit more tame of a rating, but as you can see, we went with some crazy shooting stats on Bryce Anthony. He's going to be ridiculous. His skating's pretty good. His puck skills are all right. Obviously, his physicality's even higher because he's 6'5" and 247 pounds. But that is our first player. Thank you very much, Bricklet, for that first suggestion there. Moving on to the next one here, we had Limebot commented. You could add this player, Dylan Hunt, and the reason why they actually got their overall and everything here into the video, or like it's exactly as they said it, was because this was the first comment on the video. So that's why we are using this one. So an undrafted, obviously, 18-year-old playmaker, a center from Halifax, Nova Scotia. You can't see it, but Dylan Hunt is from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Said he's more of a player who gets high assist, but still has a powerful shot. Not a fighter, but a point getter. Shoots right. And then gave me a whole bunch of details for the celly, which I did put in. Trust me, I did. And then, as you can see there, the skating, obviously being a playmaker, the skating's through the roof as well for an 84 overall 18-year-old. So Dylan Hunt probably going to be the number one overall pick that we see go in the first kind of like redraft expansion draft, but that will be a strong draft because we have added players into it. So you can see Dylan Hunt's stats nice and quickly there. He's going to be absolutely insane as a player in this franchise mode. Moving on to the next comments here, we had Sheldon Muniz here said, he was one of my subscribers who seriously pushed for Draft to Glory to come back. He left comments on my videos and said, I wish the series continued. So, he's one of those inspirations that has kind of brought Draft to Glory back to the channel. Shout out to you, Sheldon. So, he actually listed off 2 different players for us to create here. I did respond to him and say, hey, we already have a ton of 18-year-olds in this upcoming series. So I said, is it possible that I make them younger so we can draft them later? He said, yeah, go for it. So the first player here he commented was Liam Zachary, and Liam Zachary is almost exactly how he commented. I just made him 1 year younger. So he said make him 18. I made him 17. Everything else is the same. He said 6'2", 186-pound left-handed playmaker. That's exactly what he is. I put him on the right wing. I decided that's where I wanted. I decided that's where I was going to put him. I don't know why I made that decision, and it was just off the top of my head. He said low franchise potential, 81 overall, player strengths and weaknesses are good hands and passing. So as you can see, the puck skills are through the roof there. Explosive skating, also 5-star skating on him. He's fabulously good at skating. An average shot, so yeah, we gave him 3 stars on his shooting. More of an offensive mindset, so that is shown with the 4.5-star, 90 offensive awareness and those kind of stats. And then needs more defensive development and not much of a physical player, as you can see by the 2 other categories there. So yeah, that was our first player that Sheldon suggested, and he has been created and will be put into our next franchise mode coming up here. And then the other player here was Ilya Ferganov. I believe it's Ferganov. Correct me if that pronunciation is wrong. but again, Ferganov is going to be a beast. I decided to put him at center. I figured that would be his most natural position for his overall, where he's going to play, what he's going to be able to do. So he said make a two-way forward named Ilya Ferganov. We did that. I made him 17 again instead of 18. 6'4", 208 pounds, shoots right. That is exactly what we got here. I made him medium elite, like Sheldon said, 80 overall as well. And strengths and weaknesses, not bad hands and good passing. So yeah, you can see D-key and hand-eye, puck control all around 80, and then he's got 90 passing. Let's see what else. Great skating, so a very good skating category there on a two-way forward. He's a very well-rounded player in general. He's got an impressive shot. Yeah, it's pretty darn good as well. The accuracy's not there as much, but still a good shot. Physical in both ends, so you can see the physicality is definitely there still on him. He doesn't have anything below a 3-star category, but nothing over a 4-star either because he's 80 rated. He's still going to grow a lot, but said is physical in both ends, can play good defense and good offense, and that is exactly what we have here in Ilya Ferganov. I believe there was no like proper announcer name, so I think I put like Fuhrer or something like that. Like Grant Fuhrer for his name. And then I have added in 1 or 2 extra players that weren't suggested here, I believe. Yeah. So Ferguson, you guys saw. I created him. I just want to test this out. See if... I doubt we'll be able to acquire him just based on the rules of this Draft to Glory. We would have to finish not only dead last, but we'd have to win the lottery in his draft year to get him most likely, because he's easily going to go number 1 as a franchise 2A defenseman. And here are the last 2 players I created. They're obviously quite a bit weaker, but these are going to be players we can pick up first season out of free agency because they're undrafted players. So the first guy here was Joey Yakimowicz. I think I said it right. I don't know, but he's a sniper, so he's going to have a decent shooting category. Everything else is meh. He's only 65 rated, but medium elites will grow quickly in the team that we're going to have just based on the other rules that I have put in place. And then the second guy here was Richard Jovanovski, an offensive right-handed defenseman. He's also 21, so he can't get drafted. That's impossible because of his age. And yeah, he's also going to be available in free agency, so we will be looking to pick those 2 players up. Joey Yakimowicz and Richard Jovanovski are going to be guys that we look to acquire outside of the draft, because really that's not going to be a main focus for the most part of this series. It's just going to be something to kind of excite you guys, get it off the ground, get it going, and see really where these guys can end up in our team. So that is pretty much it for the players and all the information we're going to do. I'm actually going to start up this new franchise mode. You guys will see the setup and everything, but besides that, I think really we're not going to do much else. So we're going to be using the custom rosters, obviously. We are going to be selecting a team. So we are going to be using the Reading Royals. That was the vote for you guys. You all wanted Reading, so we are going to get to work with them here. Kind of just get the setup done, really, because, you know, that always takes the longest at the beginning of the videos. I have set up the Pennsylvania Tigers. I actually searched all the info on Reading, so the Santander Arena is actually where they play. I don't know if it's that big, but as you can see, we do have 5-star patience with our owner, so that is the biggest thing for this entire team. We got the Pennsylvania Tigers. We're just going to continue. Don't have to look through that. Essentially, they're just like a mock-up of the Reading Royals, and let's get the divisions realigned here. So for those of you guys who don't know how I like to realign my divisions, I'm going to show you right now. You have to actually, it's a bit of a tedious process, to be completely honest. And now those divisions are perfectly realigned. We are going to be in the Metropolitan with Reading. Obviously, Reading is in Pennsylvania. And, yeah, it is going to be tough here for sure for the first, 5 seasons, I would say. So, yeah, maybe we'll have breakthrough players like we did in our last Draft of Glory. I doubt it. GM firings going off, guaranteed. Same with head coach editing my lines and Fog of War as well, to make things a little more straightforward and interesting for this Draft of Glory. So yeah, those are all the rules. We're going to add that contract year, so that should make things a little more interesting. Actually, no, it'll make things less interesting in free agency and more transparent for what we need to get done. So as far as rules and settings go, we're going to just edit these nice and quickly. I'm sure we will get into gameplay at some point throughout this franchise mode. I'm going to set it to All-Star because that's honestly what I actually play on. Trade difficulty is going to stay on medium. And that's it for the quick settings. As far as advanced settings go, we're going to have high sim engine scoring because that's honestly realistic at this point. Let's see what else. Anything else? Nope. So that's all good there. And then sliders, we are going to change a couple things. So injury occurrence, you guys know how much I hate having to just constantly spam the okay, head coach replaces player kind of buttons for the calendar. So those are both going down to 15% on the injuries. And then AI, learning's all the way up. And then CPU difficulty adjustments going to 3 out of 6. That has actually made a difference for how tough the AI is to play against. So that is our franchise mode setup. It is all good to go, and that is what we will be starting next episode when we kick off this series properly with episode 1. So we'll hit advance now. We're going to keep the salary cap on. So that is going to wrap up this video. I do realize I didn't actually tell you guys the rules, so we will do that to start off next episode, episode 1, when we get there. But that is going to be it for me. If you guys are looking forward to this series as much as I am, please go down below and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Currently working close to 500 now, which is, that's just blown me away. But keep it up. Leave a like on the video, and make sure you leave comments. That's going to be it for me. This is Etanyos signing out, and see ya.